Hello and welcome. I'm Sue Britz.
And I'm Tina Lookbakk.
Welcome to Retired. It's the podcast where we talk about what life is like when we put on new tread, new wheels that move us to our next adventure.
We're heading on into Mother's Day.
It is today, as we're recording, is Mother's Day in Mexico and other countries in Latin
Ah,
America. It's so interesting because some countries choose the second Sunday of May. Others choose the 10th, or there's other dates too that are that are Mother's Day. So it's an interesting thing.
and how have you felt about Mother's Day since beginning as a child? What do you feel about Mother's Day? I've got strong opinions on it.
Oh, I have strong opinions too. It's interesting being the child of a mother, which in theory we all are. Um, but also, you know, so having a mother and being a mother are different things. So there's lots of feelings around it.
True. How do you feel about it in terms of here, I'll just jump in and say what I want to say. I feel that we have so many holidays. It's so capitalistic and it's such a money producer. And I remember even as a kid, like, it's like we celebrate my mom's birthday and let's go all out. She's, my mom, and I'm glad she's here on this planet and let's celebrate it. And her birthday was in April. And then a month later, we have to go and celebrate the fact that she's my mother. And I feel like, but we just did that. We just celebrated her birthday. And in my mind, I feel that these holidays again is to get us to spend $5 or 10 now probably on a card, get flowers. It's this pressure to perform. And I kind of just feel that the birthday is what we acknowledge. The people that we love acknowledge their birthday because there is something special about that day. But do we really have to have Valentine's Day to prove our love that we love someone? I mean, isn't it enough? I think on the birthday as well.
Valentine's Day is
Yeah.
different for me, but Mother's Day, I say embrace it, take it back, call that the day of the anti-patriarchal day. This is the matriarchal day, and I say embrace it worldwide. It should be celebrated. It doesn't have to be capitalistic and with, everything, but you know what? What's the harm of gathering some flowers that are out in the on your walkway or whatever? Do that. Write a card, write a letter and tell your mother how much she means to you. I embrace it. It's like the day of the woman. It's
Wow.
your one bloody day of the year. Yeah, you're entitled to some flowers. You're entitled to some things. I have feelings, I guess.
Yeah, you do. And it's on the other side of things. Maybe I feel that it doesn't mean much because then a month later we're celebrating the father.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with
So,
celebrating mothers and fathers, but I, you know, take back Mother's Day. Yeah, and I'm one of these who always hated the idea of going out to a restaurant or whatever on this weekend. Is like everybody and their mother is at
oh,
a
it's horrible.
restaurant and it's horrible. And that's
Right.
not the way to honor me or to honor my mother. I think it's a better thing to have a meaningful conversation with them. Make you a priority that
Ah,
day. Spend some time, even if you say, "Hey, next week let's do lunch together," or whatever it is. You make a homemade meal. Uh, Sit and have a pedicure together. You don't have to spend the money on those things, but just spending time. Hey, let's come over and I'll walk the dog with you, and we'll talk. How lovely is that? That's what I say.
maybe that's the difference.
Just honoring the idea of what it is to be a parent, honor the idea of what it is, what motherhood represents in our society. All the mothering we do for our friends and colleagues and stuff. So turn it around, embrace it. Yeah. It's interesting when you think about Mother's Day when I remember being a mother. It was a very different feeling than it feels now. And then thinking about my own mother as she's aging and has her challenges, health challenges, and everything. You know, it feels different. It's interesting to think about what that means throughout your life. As a kid, I remember being really excited about saving up my allowance and going to the five and dime store and buying something that I thought my mom would like. And just the
Wow.
pride and pleasure in doing that and then giving it to her and she liked it and she'd display it or whatever it happened to be. And that felt cool. That felt nice to be able to do that for my mom.
Wow. Yeah, I think Mother's Day experiences have been so different, and I'm almost comfortable talking about them um, on both ends, actually. And I look at it from another perspective too. I'm realizing, and I don't know if it changed after I divorced or if it's always been there. I'm gonna have to explore it, but I can't tell you how many friends I have, my close sphere, that don't have children, and and I'm realizing from their perspective as women, it's a painful day.
Yeah.
It's something that either because they couldn't have children, the opportunity didn't present itself, or they didn't find the right person, or they chose not to, and then they feel kind of on the outside. And I've heard perspectives throughout the years, and I think for them it's a difficult day, matriarch or not. It's even though they are children of a mother. And then I think about moms too, and she was you could just never give enough, and I felt like I gave to her every day. That's where I learned to suck up and people please, because it was all making that woman happy. And then it was like the expectation that this will be my day, and god damn it, you will show me, all of you, this. And it was like putting a gun to my head. So it didn't come from love. I felt completely forced for to get her off my, as opposed to a day. So I looked to you, and it was this thing to go and do it. And for me, it was, oh God, here we go. We just got done with her birthday. Now it's going to be this whole day, and it was like never. And I think because it was a forced thing, you know. I don't know. So I have a lot of like deep feelings.
I hear you.
Yeah,
And what I'm seeing is I need to reflect on that and reflect on the privilege that I have where I've had loving parents and
positivity,
an amazing upbringing. However, I mean there's lots of things that were dysfunctional, but
imperfect,
imperfect or dysfunctional or whatever informed you. It wasn't but time of our time period, but I kind of I yeah, I do need to acknowledge the privilege of loving my parents, and that's an assumption that I operated from. So yeah, it's
right,
hard. It's hard when you've had
right,
other experiences. Okay, so maybe we just call this
and
matriarchy
and
day.
and but I am going to add on one thing that became interesting. But after I divorced, and even though my mom went through a period of extreme, even worseness towards me by moving them up there, um, just she had so much anger, and I was calling out all the things that she had not done well or right, not as a mother even, it just as a human. There were some things that I was blindsided by, but I also then had this great passion, understanding who was, why she was. And I actually became much more before she passed. And of Mother's Day was more an appreciation because I understood her pain that I couldn't understand before. I understood her background that I couldn't understand before. So in some ways I healed with her at the end, and I did love her, and I wasn't resentful with Mother's Day. So it was a true circle. experience in Mother's Day. So actually, I have to say, yeah, there was a good closure there. Was
That
an appreciation for Mother's Day.
that's beautiful. That's so I'm going to just say it back to you and to myself, thinking about what you just said is like, can we as mothers say those truths to our daughters, share our children, share that information with our children,
Wow.
uh, now when they're able to benefit from that information and work through the fear of sharing with them some of the some of the truths.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
That's not
cut
heavy
and
at
take
all.
from this as
Happy
you will.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of thought maybe let's change it to Happy Woman's Day.
Well, then we're back to International Women's Day. Yeah.
I know, and I thought about that too. And that's enough.
Well, no, it's never
And
enough. I'm saying no. Living in a patriarch, it's never enough. When there's a chance for a woman to celebrate, she should. You know what?
all right,
That's
Sue, I
why.
think you pretty much summed it up there.
That's why since the day that I got divorced for a year, the only wine that I would drink was sparkling wine, champagne. Uh, Pop those corks and celebrate. And still to today, I love opening a bottle of sparkling with my saber. It's a celebration. Enjoy life. Enjoy life.
Whether it's Mother's Day or not.
Savor the moment. That wraps up this episode of Retired. Thanks for listening.
Join us next week on our next adventure in retirement. Until then, please feel free to lend your feedback, to ask questions by emailing us at retiredpodcastnewtread@gmail.com. You're invited to follow us on Facebook at Retired Podcast New Tread and check the show notes for links and contact information.
Retired is co-hosted by Sue Britz and Tina Lokkbakk. It's produced, directed, and edited by me, Sue Britz. Music and graphics are by me too. Please click to subscribe so that you won't miss your chance to join
Join
our
our
retired
retired
road
road trip.
trip. Woohoo!